Yeah, my name is John Moore. I was in the U.S. Army. Went into service at 66 in 1966 and went into Vietnam in 67. I spent 5 months in Vietnam, and someone snuck in and set up a landmine, and that was the end of my career in the service.
So you've been out of the service for how long now?
Oh, 57, probably 57 years.
So let me ask you this then. When did you start realizing you were having some problems and you needed some help like a service dog? Was it many years later?
Yes, it was. I was one of those people because I took 6 pieces of barbed wire in the head, and one of the pieces went straight through my frontal lobe, and I came out with a lot of pain, a lot of anger about everything. I was going to high school, and then I went to work, and I was happy in my job, but all of a sudden I'm into service, and now I spent a couple of months in a hospital recovering, and like an awful lot of people, I just self-medicated myself, and I did that for like 24 years.
So when just living was a struggle that you needed assistance with, at that point you were just self-medicating?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. What made you reach out to Soldier's Best Friend?
Actually, it's kind of funny because it was my wife that reached out to them, because she does a lot of advocating for me, and she contacted them, and I got an application and was accepted.
Tell us about your experience in the program. If another veteran was here and you were trying to convince him or her, would you say, easy, difficult? How was it?
It was fairly easy. Some of the training was a little difficult, with Molly, her first time learning all these things. But she caught on pretty fast, and she was very intuitive. She really kind of understood me and what was going on with me, and she was very attentive to me. It really surprised me, because I would go out and I didn't even know it. I was new in the program, and my trainer, Leslie, all of a sudden Molly would walk over there, and I'm trying to go, why are you over there? And she says, she's checking that guy out over there, can't you see him? So she really started looking out for me, because one of the things I wanted was I really wanted Molly to tell me if someone was coming up behind me.
Are there things that you mentioned being in a mall, are there things you can do now with her that you were previously hesitant to do or just avoided completely? Just simple life activities?
No, not actually. It's just that I am very hard of hearing, and like someone coming up behind me, I would never hear them coming up behind me, or if there's other people around. Molly's eyes are just constantly going all directions, like when I'm at the mall. She's checking everyone out. So she kind of protects me that way.
And how long have you had Molly?
I've had Molly 7 months now.
Okay. So is she a service dog or yours originally?
I was a trainer for her.
Not a service dog, but a shelter dog.
Yeah, she was a rescue dog.
Okay. Have you talked about Soldier's Best Friend with other veterans who you've seen who might be struggling?
I have, yes.
What do you tell them?
I tell them that it's very helpful to me, because normally when I would walk into like a restaurant or something, I'd walk in there and I'd scan everything in it, everyone in it. And if it looked okay, then I had no problem. I'd just sit down and relax. But I always wanted my back against the wall. And, but she, I'm comfortable with her because she checks everyone out for me. It's amazing.
And you're probably checking her out, so it kind of takes your mind off the other stuff.
Yeah, and I'm taking care of her and making sure she doesn't jump up on a table and things like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But she has been a real help to me. She really has. She's been a real blessing. My wife says it's like an angel just came down and dropped her off at our house.
If you had 20, somebody gave you 20 seconds to tell another veteran about Soldier's Best Friend, what would you tell them to make sure they checked it out?
Yeah, to make sure they would check it out, I would tell them that it's a real benefit to have a service dog, because it's not just a service dog, it becomes your best friend too, because you have a real strong emotional tie, and Molly will look at me and know I'm uptight, and she'll come and she'll jump up on me. And she'll do what they call pressure therapy, and it just calms me down, and it really helps me relax.
Help you sleep? Is it like just in all facets of life?
That's very true.
Yeah.
One interesting thing is I ended up in the hospital for 11 days, a few months back, and my wife made sure she brought Molly every day, and for like 8, 9, 10 hours a day, she was, unless she was going out to go to the bathroom, she was right in the bed with me. And she just stayed really close to me and kept me company and comfortable. So it was a real blessing. In fact, it's amazing how they can learn to ignore a lot of other things. I was in this waiting room in emergency for 10.5 hours, and right in the middle of it, this gal was being pushed in, and she was yelling and screaming coming into the emergency room, and she actually fell out of the wheelchair, and they got her back in there, and the whole way through she was just going nuts, and Molly didn't even care about her. She just kept attention on me, so she doesn't go crazy.
It's good training.
Yeah, not like me. I'd probably get up and walk to another room. But Molly is very, very relaxing to me, and I trust her.